Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Thundarr the Barbarian Princess Ariel from Toynami. Continuing on with my look at these awesome figures from the 2003 toy line, let's take a look at the female from the line, Princess Ariel. Now, Ariel comes on that standard Thundarr the Barbarian blister card packaging, complete with the really cool Hanna-Barbera logo at the top, and an amazingly awesome scenery on the back of the card. Now, the back of that package gives us a look at the other three characters released in the line, as well as the story of Thundarr the Barbarian. As I've said before, Toynami always does a really good job of capturing the look of these characters as they appeared in the animated series, and Princess Ariel here is no exception. Overall, I think the sculpt is pretty terrific on this. Now, I will note that the face doesn't look as pretty as I think it should. When comparing it to the sculpt of the face that is on the back of the packaging, it does appear to be a little off, but I think that might be due to the paint job. However, the paint job elsewhere on the figure seems pretty good, with a great mixture of blues and yellows and her darker skin tone. Now, this figure isn't quite as posable as the Thundarr before, and I think that's because Toynami was wanting to capture the female form a little bit better, and adding articulation sometimes hurts that sculpt. So, Princess Ariel has the ability to turn her head left and right and slightly up and down. Now, it is worth noting that the hair is a solid plastic and does hinder the movement because of the shoulders just a little bit. The shoulders on this one are not ball jointed, they just move standard up and down. She doesn't have any elbow bends, but she does spin at the wrist, and she does have the cut in the wrist articulation allowing for the up and down movement. There is no waist twist articulation, but the legs are on the die cuts there. No articulation in the knees, but the boots do turn at the boot cut, and there is no ankle articulation. So you can see her articulation is a lot more minimal when comparing to the Thundarr that we looked at before. But again, I think this was Toynami's way of not ruining the sculpt of the figure. Now, Princess Ariel does come with two different accessories. First up is this swirling force field made out of a really cool translucent blue and yellow plastic. This is designed to fit on her left hand, which you can do so by removing the little yellow plastic piece in the back and just fitting it on the part that is form-fitted to her hand. Then you can plug that piece back on via two small pegs, and the piece is stuck on her hand. Now, since she's got that really cool cut of articulation on her wrist, she can actually hold her hand outwards, which makes this force field look really cool. Now, the second accessory she comes with is this really cool energy orb, which is made of a translucent red and yellow plastic. There is a small hole in it which will fit over her thumb, which allows her to hold it. Now, there are a couple ways you can display Princess Ariel with this energy orb. One of the most common ways to do it, and the way the box shows, is actually with Ariel holding her hands outwards and above her head. You can then just place the little hole on the orb over one of her thumbs to keep it balanced, and it holds really well between her hands, or even just in one hand by itself. The other thing you can do is actually split the orb in half. Then you can actually position it completely around her hand with her wrist coming through the hole in the bottom of the orb. This way, the energy orb completely encompasses her hand. Both options make for a really cool display, so you could really pick and choose which one you prefer. Now, the Princess Ariel figure isn't near as impressive as the Thundarr the Barbarian figure was, but I do still like this figure overall. I think the sculpt is mostly good, the paint job is great, and she does an overall pretty good job of capturing the look of the character as she appeared in the cartoon series. Plus, you can't have a Thundarr without a Princess Ariel to go along his side. Now, these figures are becoming a little more scarce these days, but if you can track this series down, I would highly recommend picking them up. Until next time.